Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Spider-Man on PS4/PS5/whatever. Whatever it'll come to in the future, potentially. Yeah, now we have our photograph mini-game where we can take pictures of things. This is one of the more interesting ones because, one, it shows you interesting landmarks around New York, which is always kind of fun, but it does have interesting Marvel references too, like it has a Wakandan embassy you can take a picture of. It has the Doctor Strange's house, the Sanctum, whatever it's called, I forget.
Yeah, this is pretty much the game's way of just having fun with the universe.
Location. Yeah, also the Avengers Tower is here. So on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Avengers Tower is probably the first one you're going to be taking a picture of because it's the tallest building in the city.
It also has Stark Industries, like, just printed across it. So you're going to see it whether you're looking for it or not.
Huh, it's Mr. Lee.
Hi, Mr. Lee.
Peter, it's Martin Lee.
I thought he noticed Mr. Lee from that waymark he was looking at for a second. I was like, wow, his vision is
Spider vision.
amazing.
What? Are spiders particularly known for their vision?
Yeah, they have 8 eyes. That means they can see better, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say 8 is more than 1.
I see what you did there, Peter. Swing by.
What's happening out in the city?
Must kill
Doesn't
you,
Peter
Lewis.
have a Twitter in this game?
Yeah, he does. It's in the pause menu.
Peter?
Yeah, social media.
You okay? Peter.
Oh, what's going on with this? I just noticed, he's merging with the cement.
He's become a gargoyle. A very colorful gargoyle.
Batman just perches on top of him.
Yeah, now he truly is Batman.
New side mission unlocked. Huzzah.
So, are you going to do the super cinematic flips through a concrete tube move at any point during this playthrough?
I'm sure they do it at some point during the cinematic stuff.
Excuse me?
Like, when you're web slinging around, there were a few, moments that were shown off in the pre-release trailers, and one of them was shooting yourself with your webs through a big old round tube of concrete or metal. That was on a construction site or something. It was smooth as butter too, so it was an impressive shot.
I think that was I think that was during one of the Mr. Negative melee missions, I think.
Yeah, the thing about that is I don't think it's purely a quick time event or anything. It's just a cool piece of architecture that you can shoot through. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I needed that picture fast. Anyway.
Oh my God! Really? Oh God!
That's the Doctor Strange's place.
Yeah.
I like the if you went to the spot. This is actually in Spider-Man 2. I'm not sure if he says it here. No, he doesn't. Okay, if you go to the spot in Spider-Man 2, Spidey will say, "I have a strange feeling about this place."
Oh boy.
You
said the thing.
You gotta love the landlord who won't take "I get paid at the end of the week" as an answer. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't get paid until the end of the week, so that means you won't either.
I mean,
there's a lot I could say about landlords, but that would be.
Well, we got nothing else to talk about in the middle of this swing.
We have a crime to break up.
If I didn't have the money at 6 a.m. today, I don't think I'm gonna have it at 6 p.m. Now let's see.
You guys to beat up.
You guys know when paydays usually are, right?
Are you saying that, having the rent happen on Wednesday or whatever when nobody's going to get paid, it doesn't make sense, Lewis?
Yes, I am saying that.
Oh, that's just because you're not working hard enough. All right. Jeez. Your fault. Absolutely your fault.
All right, now let's see. Well, you say that, but nowadays, every bank is starting to do early direct deposits because the Chime and Dave and whatever else are doing early direct deposits and they need to compete. So now a lot of people are getting paid on Wednesday.
Direct deposit is like the best thing ever because who wants to deal with a check?
Yeah, but the way it usually works though is that like the money arrives on Wednesday or Thursday and the bank holds on to it until a set time. So the early direct deposit model is like just ignoring that and giving you the money the moment it arrives,
So sorry I'm late.
which is useful. And now a lot of banks are starting to do that because these other banking apps have been doing it and they've been cramping their business. So now they need to compete with that. Hey there, Aunt May.
Is this a charity she works at?
Yes.
Okay.
No. I mean, not yet.
That was close.
I just wanted to talk.
What happened? What's going on?
There's a banner going up, like right behind her.
He's distracting her.
Oh, for why?
Oh, they're setting up a party.
Are you in trouble?
See,
Oh, okay.
right behind her. The banner was just going up, and he managed to distract her from seeing it.
Girl problems again, huh?
What? No, that's crazy.
I still wish you and MJ could work things out. She's a great girl.
She is. But
The two of you would make some beautiful
What
babies.
the? Okay. What the hell? What the hell, MJ?
What is it?
Like, actually, what the hell? Also, we can't have that happen. The devil will take his marriage and then ruin comics for 10
What
years.
about Mephisto?
You just see Mephisto in the background, wringing his hands eagerly.
Man,
They
you know that
would
do you
make
have to
beautiful babies if they could.
that whole like superheroes can't get married because they can't have a normal life thing that DC's editors wanted to push for a while.
Wait, they wanted to push that at DC too?
Yeah. They basically
Status Quo is God in comics.
they basically ruined the entire New 52 Batwoman series by putting the nix on Kate Kane's marriage for that reason specifically.
Has there ever been a successful marriage or relationship in superheroes, Marvel or DC?
Superman.
I mean, for a long time, Spider-Man and MJ were married for like 15 years in the comics.
Dude, Clark Kent and Lois Lane stayed married for so long they literally crossed into a different universe, still married and with a child. So
twice.
I call that
actually.
successful.
I mean,
Yeah,
I guess if you want to call Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman a successful relationship, but I don't know how successful your relationship can
She's
be when you're
literally
married
invisible,
to
though.
fucking Reed Richards. You know?
What about
Oliver
Queen and
Dinah Lance?
Black Canary?
They're not really married. They're just a thing.
Okay.
Animal Man is married and with kids.
Animal Man.
Yeah. He's technically a DC hero, so
Yeah.
now it's night.
Oh, was this before?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, silent alarm at the auction house.
Just gotta have little bits of no shit commentary peppered in every once in a while.
The nighttime skyline. Damn it, it's raining. You had to ruin it, game, didn't you?
Hey, he's wearing a
Oh,
suit,
if it's
he's
raining, then we won't be able to climb up walls at all. Like it's just
fine.
gonna
Oh my
be
god,
impossible.
if this game had that, it'd be the worst thing in the world.
I mean, if your grip was as negatively impacted on the walls as it was for everything else in Breath of the Wild, if you tried to swing your sword in the ring, it would fly out and like go straight at all the enemies.
Well,
Yeah.
sometimes you could get struck by lightning if you were carrying a metal one. That
I
was
mean, I
fun.
guess.
That's not the same thing we're talking about, though. If you're unable to climb because it's a little bit wet, you can't grip anything else. To be perfectly honest with you, it's like if they've changed one thing in Breath of the Wild 2, that's like the one thing they need to change.
I mean,
Something
making
climb
it
regardless of the
harder to
weather.
climb, sure. Like making your stamina go by a lot faster. That would be true.
If they just-
because like your feet would certainly get a lot.
If they just decreased the
grip.
frequency with which you slid down, it would be fine. You know, I like the idea of you losing your grip every so often and sliding down the wall a little. But like you slide down so often that you make like no progress. So it's less a penalty and just a weather phenomenon that forces you to have to sit underneath a rocky outcropping until it goes away. So
Just like real life.
Yeah, have you ever tried to climb the stairs when it's raining? You fall on your
Yeah,
ass.
I've been curious for years of whether or not I can paraglide from the Empire State Building all the way down to Fucking Madison Square Garden.
Now I'm thinking of Super Mario Odyssey, New Donk City shenanigans.
Mario can't jump if it's raining.
You just can't jump here.
He tries to jump.
His shoes are wet,
falls
man.
on
He
his
can't
butt.
do that.
It's like, oh, that shit's straight up jump, man.
You should have invested in some no-slip shoes. Okay, so
Peter, I lost track of you at the party.
I like the social media posts on the map screen.
Don't apologize. I just wanted to
There
tell
are
you how much what you said.
some games that really can't pull off like hip and now social media integration in their stories.
How do you do, fellow kids?
But for Spider-Man, it really fits because, you know, his character and all.
Both ways, Peter.
Like,
I just wanted to make
I feel in the coming years that won't be so much of an issue.
I
with
think-
developers will be our age
I think
group.
maybe Tony Stark could pull it off in a sassy anime Wendy's kind of way. Like if he was literally the guy running that account. But
You'll know we're getting old though when everyone starts using the word sus.
No, I felt like that earlier because
I'd like to see a Thor game where he tries social media and fails.
That's a keeper.
Thor plays Among Us.
Oh no, Fortnite
Loki!
had it Among Us.
You were in electrical, you say. Thou art being quite suspicious with that claim.
For I thought see
Nobody gets a card game right their first time.
Yeah, swinging around to where we need to go, but taking pictures along the way because it's like touring New York is like one of the few things you can really do there. Because to be perfectly frank, New York's really overrated.
I've never been to New York. It's one of those things where I'd love to spend.
You visit New York.
I would love to
You do
spend a
not live in New
weekend
York.
at New York. I don't think I would like
Okay,
to live there.
here's the thing, Ted. You go to Boston. You're at least around Boston enough, right?
I'm fairly close to the city. I can.
You
be there in,
everything
like, a
you can
half hour.
everything you can do in New York, you can do in Boston.
The only thing that I think that I really, really want to do in New York that you don't get a close approximation to in Boston is theater. Like, I would love to go to, like, Broadway plays and stuff like that because they just have way more elaborate stuff. Like, Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark. I would love to go see that.
Wait,
Want to see the butthole cut of the live-action Cats?
why are you
Release
guys?
the butthole
Why
cut.
are you doing your drug deal on the roof of a building? That's like the best way to get beat up by Spider-Man. Ooh, that was nice.
Oop, big guy.
Oh, and then you ruined it.
Oh, yeah, the
Yes.
Nintendo World Store. I want to go to the Nintendo World Store in New York. But other than that, I really... There's not
Okay,
much.
game.
Down he goes. You ruined my combo. You deserve this.
You shattered that man's everything.
Yes.
In his midsection.
He just slams and
You're going to jail, Parker.
slams into the sign, face first and upside down, and sticks to
No,
it.
that's not the worst thing I've ever done in these games. In the Miles Morales game, slight spoiler alert: there's like rioting at the end towards the end of the game, so you have to like stop like waves of hoodlums on the streets and stuff. And there's like cars on fire and stuff. I was webbing a guy; he went flying into the burning car.
Ooh.
Like his head was like he was webbed to the car, and his head was just inside the flames.
So where's our Marvel versus Mortal Kombat game now? The Spider-Man fatalities would be hilarious.
Do people like the Miles Morales spinoff?
Yeah,
I've heard
it's not
good
really a
things,
spin-off.
yeah.
It's basically Spider-Man 1.5.
Okay.
It's kind of like maybe a little shorter than this game I've heard, but full length.
Yeah.
It's also a little jank.
What about its jank in a way that this game isn't jank?
It was clearly trying to be a little bit of both PS4 and PS5.
Oh,
So
I
there's
see.
in between them trying to make it more specifically for PS5, so it's not quite as stable as this game.
I see.
Oh, okay. So there's just more glitches and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they the same kind of glitches that the remaster has?
Functionally, yeah. I mean, they're the same engine, same models, things like
Okay.
that. So
Looks like a heist in progress.
Copy that. Sending units your way. Keep
I can't wait for
getting
another fucking
worse in the
Spider-Man game
meantime.
though, especially with Miles, because I love his.
I'm sure he'll be playable in Spider-Man 2 when that comes out.
I will say that it is kind of cool that instead of, blowing their load and just having Miles playable in this game as a full Spider-Man, they set him up in this game and then did a second game based on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of the thing we were talking about with. I was talking about with what's that thing called? Black Suit, where things work well when you give them time to pay off. Not everything needs to be immediately here from the get-go. You can do slow burns, and they do work.
Yeah, and that's kind of it. Kind of also plays into what I was talking about with MJ, where her story in this game, there's stuff that they could work with and make interesting, but they don't really have enough time yet to
she's also
make it interesting.
It's one of those things where she's just here. She doesn't really add anything, and it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you can't have a Spider-Man story without MJ involved somehow. And it's kind of like, you really can, though.
I mean, I think part of the problem is that it does do a lot to humanize the character. I think as well, to have, somebody that he really cares about there, like in a romantic sort of sense. I mean, I know that a lot of people don't like her playable sections.
It's more, well, the playable sections are a different issue entirely, but it's kind of like we're seeing step 3 of a 5-part plan, and only step 3. So we're kind of stuck in the middle without any of the establishing shots and without the payoff. So, hopefully they'll do something interesting with MJ in the next game, but not here, unfortunately. We didn't get to see the part of the story where they got to know each other or were in love. We didn't get to see the part where MJ actually was struggling with their relationship and they broke up. We just see the aftermath and none of the resolution to that aftermath.
Yeah, that's a problem a lot of games can have. Well, not just games, like any type of story. Like, a lot of stories have that problem where they don't they don't want to show the breakup part. They just want to skip directly to like them getting back together, because it's like having the falling in love, will they, won't they storyline in a lot of ways. It's just,
hey MJ, speak of the
they
devil.
already know each other, so they already have at one point.
Okay.
She is just straight up Lois Lane in this game.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of dressed for the part too.
A spunky young female reporter who constantly gets herself into trouble and has to be saved by the superhero. While also thinking she's kind of hotter shit than she is when regarding the villains, but also useful.
This looks like a jab for Peter Parker.
Yeah.
It's like the protagonist from Control just dyed her hair red. But
oh, it does look like the girl from Control. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're right. That's a really good game. You should all play Control. By the way.
Yes, you should.
It's an excellent game.